Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome everybody to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive. Oh my gosh, the sun is shining. It's the beginning of March. There's so much to be hopeful about. Things are looking up. So happy to be here with you. I have a very brief message that I think is super important for all of us emotional eaters. Comes straight out of my own personal experience, of course. It always does. But I want to say welcome if you're here at the Heal Your Hunger Show for the first time. I hope you enjoy the show. This is really about all the underlying causes of emotional eating, all the ways that we experience stress, all the ways that we create stress that we then stress eat over. And the good news is that so much of the stress we stress eat over is self-created. So don't you want to know what those things are? Don't you want to know how you're tripping yourself up, causing your own self-sabotage? That's what I share here on this show. Not about diet and exercise, not about the newest way of eating and nutrition plan. Good God, there's lots of shows out there about it. A lot of people better qualified than me to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you know on the physical realm if you can't follow through with it, right? I mean, if you can't do what you know, we got to start diving into why that is and how you're tripping yourself up. So that's what we talk about here on the Heal Your Hunger Show, the underlying causes of emotional eating. So welcome. If you're not sure you're an emotional eater, definitely go to the website, healyourhunger.com. I've got a pop-up. It just comes right up. If you have your pop-ups blocked, you might not see it, but there is a quiz on there. Take the quiz. Find out, it's like 2 minutes. Find out if you're an emotional eater or a food addict or somewhere in between. Get your personalized score and then your prescription for what to do about it. Because there's a way out. Thank God. There is a way out. You don't have to be a victim of chocolate any longer. So check it out, that quiz. And also join us in the Secret Sauce group on Facebook. You can join a group that's for, it's hosted by me and Heal Your Hunger. And we talk all about the underlying causes of emotional eating. We provide support to each other. And I am actually recording this show live there today. So you get to comment as I record, as I do it live. And I'm in there commenting and encouraging you. So be a part of that. Love to have you. Also, I'm so excited to let you know that the Quit Sugar Challenge is coming up very soon. So if you want to be on the list to learn about it, if you want to be the first to be notified when we open up registration for the Quit Sugar Challenge, which is like a super nominal fee, teeny weeny fee for a whole lot of value, 5 days of intense support and training on how to let go of sugar in your life and do it with ease and grace and not strife and struggle and cravings and all that. So if you have a feeling sugar is a problem for you, join us for the Quit Sugar Challenge. Just sign up at quitsugarchallenge.com. We have a little waiting list there. You can just let us know how to reach you when we open up registration. Super excited about this. It's going to be so much fun. It always is. And I mean, I have people who have done it and they do it again just because they feel like, gee, I'm going to get more the longer I listen to this information. So they love it too. And also, if you have friends, let them know about it. So go to quitsugarchallenge.com to learn and be notified as soon as we open registration. Okay, on with the show. So today I want to talk about, I want to start talking about an experience I had this morning. In fact, I was sort of attacked verbally and in a veiled way. So my name was not used, but somebody sort of fired at me, just sort of threw a poison dart my way. And I was shocked at first. I'm like, is she talking about me? Or is she talking to me? Or is she commenting on something I said? Which was apparently exactly what was happening. And I checked it out with a few other people to kind of get a reality check. Am I projecting? Am I being paranoid? And no, that was other people's reaction as well. So I want to talk about this because I'm celebrating, frankly, that it wasn't long before I let it go. And that's big for me. Me being somebody who has spent years as a people pleaser, decades as a people pleaser, worrying about what other people think of me, defending myself, being defensive, running around trying to dance my way to a better opinion from others, really trying to, say, okay, here I am. I want you to like me. What can I do to make you like me? And I did none of that. I was stunned at first when this happened. And I had to process it quickly because I at first was like, this is a saying from my ex, which I love, where, it's a great saying, which is what I could have said, which is, who's shitting your Cheerios? Like, ooh, WTF, like, hello, you're like, what's going on here? And I thought about texting this person and saying, was it something I said, in jest, but, also being curious about why this person was so triggered and so on the offensive with me. But in the end, I did none of that. I did talk about it. I called somebody else who was at this particular meeting and said, again, reality check, what was that about? And got this person's take and kind of a little bit of background about the person who attacked me and his own experience with her and having been attacked another time. And all this to say that, I processed it for about an hour, meaning I had feelings about it. I talked to 2 different people about it. And then I let it go. And I let it go realizing that this person was clearly triggered by what I said. I did not say anything wrong at all. I actually just shared my own personal experience, having nothing to do with this person at all. I was just like not even thinking of this person. I was just sharing my personal experience in a situation. And that's what came back at me. And so what I realized is it's nothing, has nothing to do with me. And I don't need to take it on. And I don't need to try to get inside this person's head. I don't need to talk to her about it. I don't need to get involved or engaged. If I'm willing to accept that, upon reflection, I mean, if I have done something wrong, I want to know and I want to make amends for that. But if I haven't, then I want to let it go and not get entangled with this person or with this person's stuff. Because what I really did come to see is it's this person's stuff. Got nothing to do with me. I didn't personally offend this person. I shared from my own personal experience. And, what I love about sharing from my personal experience, and I do that here a lot, as you know, is that people really can't argue with their experience. They can get triggered and share about their experience, and that's totally fine. Or not get triggered and just simply share, of course. But I love just sharing my experience because then I don't have to go through a lot of self-doubt or am I wrong or did I do it wrong, say it wrong. When I share my personal experience, it's mine. It was hard won, and so, and I can just let it go. So that's what I did. I just thought, wow, like something I said really triggered this person. She got kind of offensive and I don't have to worry about it because it's got nothing to do with me. And I want to share that because that is healing for me to come to that place and to not worry. The reason why I wanted to text her and talk to her is because I wanted to change her mind. I wanted to change her mind so she would like me and understand where I was coming from, so she would like me. And I realized I can't do that because that's, again, me meddling. It's me playing God, trying to change her thoughts about me, which is very selfish. People pleasing is ultimately selfish. We're taking from other people when we people please. I know it seems counterintuitive, like, no, we're trying to please somebody else. But think of it. If you check your motives and you're doing it so that they will like you, so that they will think well of you, then you're trying to get something from them. And that typically doesn't end well. And so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to get involved with this. She said, she had feelings. She expressed them. They're her feelings. They really have nothing to do with me. It's just what I said, kind of got her on this rant. But I'm going to stay out of it, let her have her stuff. And I'm going to just accept that she may not like me. She may be mad at me. She may not talk to me for a while. And that too has nothing to do with me. And if I can accept that, if I can just be with that, which is the hardest thing to do, right? As a hardcore, past people pleaser, to let people have their feelings and not try to mitigate them by dancing and controlling and manipulating, then, I'm free. I'm free, and I want to be free today, because any amount of effort I go into trying to play God in other people's lives by getting them to think a certain way, getting them to love me the way I want to be loved, it's futile effort. And it's effort and a burden that will drive me to eat, because stress eating comes from stress. And so much stress in my life has been caused by me, not by other people, by me, by my overactive mind that thinks it has to be in control of everybody's thoughts, words, and actions. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? If you relate to this, please put it in the chat. Love to hear from you. But I have to tell you, in order to let go of what this person thinks of me and let her be mad and let her think what she thinks, I think she misinterpreted what I had shared clearly. But I don't want to go trying to convince her otherwise, because what's it matter, really? It's really of no consequence, in the circumstance, in the situation, it's of no consequence. In which case, the only consequence is her thoughts about me, and I don't have to go there. And so that's so freeing to me, to not care what people think and to not make it about me. She had stuff come up. She was triggered. For some reason, she was defensive, and chose to kind of strike out, but that's her stuff. And it's so freeing to realize where I start and end. And other people's stuff is theirs. That's where they start and end. And I don't have to get entangled in that. So it leaves me very stress-free, but I have to go through those uncomfortable feelings of not explaining myself. And my experience with emotional eaters and anxious people in general, which emotional eaters are typically more anxious than your average person, but exceptionally anxious people I've seen have had a need to explain. There's somebody in my life who is constantly explaining, like constantly over-explaining, again, in an effort to try to get other people to see their point of view, or to, stop judging them, or to have a different, opinion. And that just comes from being uncomfortable with people not liking us, or people not, believing as we think they should believe. So in my journey of recovery, and in my clients' journey of recovery, because they're doing so well, they're doing so awesome. I have so many amazing clients in my programs, and they're learning this. They're getting this firsthand. They're starting to not care what people think. They're starting to take care of, themselves. They're staying within their own hula hoop, and they're just like shrugging off if somebody's mad at them, or they're saying their piece and letting it land, and not getting all, swept up in how it lands and what other people's opinions are. And it's so freeing, and it decreases so much of the stress that might drive us to stress eat. So I'm sharing my own personal experience, and I share it in case it's helpful to you. It's not about you. Again, take a good look. Did you say something that might have offended? That's an important thing to see. We don't want to be offending other people. And if not, if you haven't offended somebody else, if somebody is just having their moment, having their stuff, let them have their stuff. It's not about you. And that's actually one of the 4 agreements from the book from Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called The 4 Agreements. Beautiful, beautiful book. So simple. But the second agreement is don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. That's the second of the 4 agreements. Don't take it personally if somebody lashes out, like they're coming from their own stuff. I learned this 20 years ago, or maybe 21 years ago, when my dad was diagnosed with cancer. Very, very scary time for me. I wasn't in the same state he was in. He was diagnosed with cancer, freaked me out, obviously, early 60s, healthy, and he had cancer. And I remember feeling so powerless. So what I did is I just, in the moment, I didn't know what to do. And so I went to the store and I thought, I'm going to start sending him cards. I'm going to send him cards. And because that was something I could do, as an action I could take to help myself. I really did it for me because I felt powerless. My dad had cancer. I was limited in what I could do, but I could send cards and let him know I love him and was thinking about him. And so I went to the card store and they had some like buy two, get one free deal. And so I scooped up a bunch of cards and I went to pay and they didn't give me the deal. They didn't give me, the woman said, oh no, that's not the deal or something. I don't totally remember, but she said it. And I kind of broke down and I started kind of fighting for my right to have the 2 cards, get one free. Because I needed to send my dad cards and I wanted all these cards. I didn't want to put any back and I wanted the deal. Who doesn't like a deal? And it said that was the deal. But she kind of took issue with me and we had a little tiff. And, I left that store. I don't know if I got my way or not. It doesn't matter. But I left that store thinking, she has no idea what's going on with me. She has no idea how much in that moment I needed some love and support. I needed somebody to not fight with me because my dad had cancer and I was powerless to help him. And she has no idea. And it helped me see that so often I have no idea what somebody else is going through. If they attack me or they say something not nice, or if I think they're off base or weird or doing something wrong or inappropriate, I have no idea what's going on for them. And it helped me just have more compassion for people in general. This woman, had she known like how much distress I was in, I was so distressed. And I think that's where my emotionalism came from on not getting the deal. It was such a stupid little thing, but I was in such a state and this seemed so vitally important to me to be able to send my dad these cards. And I think had she known that, it might have softened her heart and felt like, give her the deal, or at least don't be, be difficult. And it helps me to remember, when I can, that other people have their stuff too. And it's not about me. It's not about me. Like they've got a whole lifetime of experiences that are, informing how they respond. So I take it at face value. I think, well, that person's a bitch, but I don't know. I don't know what their life's been like. I don't know what they've been through. I don't know if she just got laid off from her job. I don't know anything. And so to give people the benefit of the doubt and to realize, their reaction, I can take it at face value, but I can also see that it's really got nothing to do with me. It's coming from their stuff, and to have compassion for them. And, this other person that I had a, experience with today, I don't know why she's reacting and I don't know what it is that set her off. And it's okay if she disagrees with me, and it's okay if she doesn't like me. And that was the most powerful thing today is it's okay. I need to just be with that and just realize it really doesn't matter if she doesn't like me. It really doesn't, really doesn't matter. So I want to share that with you. And the other thing I want to share is that this law works both ways. It's not about you when somebody else reacts, unless it is, in which case you got to take care of it. But if it's not about you, if they have a sharp reaction that seemingly comes from nowhere, and I should say, when you have a sharp reaction to somebody else, it's not about them, right? It's got to work both ways. It's a two-way street. If somebody else reacts, she was being difficult. If that lady at the card store is being difficult with me and just really being a hard ass about about nullifying the buy two, get one free rule, if she was coming down hard on me on it, kind of that, I have to give her a pass too, and just realize, that's her stuff. And if I'm angry and upset about it, that's my stuff, which I was. My stuff was that my dad had cancer. I didn't know at that point he was dying, but He had cancer. I felt helpless. That was my stuff. That's why I made it such a big deal about it. Had that not been happening and I just wanted to deal on the cards, I might not have fought so hard or got so upset. So it's not about you when they're upset, and it's not about them when you're upset. It's got to work both ways. So, when I'm disturbed, when I'm triggered, when somebody really gets under my skin, I got to take a look at me. And in fact, I had a situation just yesterday, I had this situation where I felt hurt in a situation. I felt hurt by somebody else's actions, words. I was very uncomfortable. I had to sit with a lot of uncomfortable feelings yesterday, which was good for me. That's you either feel your way through it or you eat your way through it if you're an emotional eater. So thank God I didn't eat, but I had to feel. But what I did is I wrote about it. My clients know the formula: write about it, talk about it, pray about it. And I did all those 3 things. And by the end of the day, I felt much better. I did talk at length with somebody about my feelings. I identified where it was coming from. It was coming from an old wound of mine. I have a little girl who got rejected way back when, and that rejection wound, rears its head sometimes. It's not 100% healed. So came up again in the situation, and I got to look at it, and I thanked God I had another opportunity to grow through it, because that wound will heal, as the train keeps coming around, if I take the opportunity to heal, to write, talk, and pray about it. So, there will come a time when I won't have a rejection wound. Things will, roll off my back. But the bottom line is that it was, my stuff, it was my stuff coming up. The other person did what they did, but that's not really my business. I can't do anything about other people. My business was to deal with my feelings around it so I could heal. That's the only thing I have control over, is what I do. And so I'm thankful that I did the work on it. And I was grateful. I ended up grateful for the opportunity to have some bigger healing, all instigated by this other person's actions and words, which hurt. So, it's about me and what's going on with me. That's what I'm responsible for. So it's very, very important to realize this. If somebody else reacts to me, they're reacting from their own stuff. And if I react to somebody else, I'm reacting from my own stuff. So I feel free today. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. I feel free. I feel so free because I did the work. I moved through those feelings, and I'm not fettered by them today, and over the years I've found that I move much quicker through these things. So I can just move on with my day and not be weighted down by hurt feelings, or what my clients know I call them, which is baby feelings. So many baby feelings when I was early on in my recovery, so many baby feelings. So anyway, good stuff. There is a way out. We don't have to be victims any longer. Today, if we look at ourselves, if we deal with our own stuff, if I'm disturbed, I gotta face what's going on inside of me. If they're disturbed, I have to let them have their feelings and not be all codependent and try to fix them. I hope this helps. It's very simple. Not easy to do, but it is simple. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next show. Take care.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to get free support, insider health info, exclusive invites to events, and more, visit healyourhunger.com.